Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Have you ever gone through your spare change and thought, what if one of these coins is worth a fortune? Well, hold on to your hats because today we're diving into a fascinating story about a tiny, unassuming penny that could make you a millionaire or close enough to it. Yes, I'm talking about the 1988 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. That's right, folks, a humble penny that you might have sitting in your pocket right now could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Crazy, right? But wait, it gets better. I'll tell you exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how to spot one, and why people are willing to shell out so much cash for it. Stick around because by the end of this video, you might just be inspired to raid your piggy bank. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. First off, what's the deal with the no-mint mark? Well, in case you didn't know, most US coins have a little letter on them that tells you where they were made. A D means Denver, an S means San Francisco, and if there's no letter at all, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. But here's where it gets interesting, not every no-mint mark penny is valuable. The 1988 penny is special because of a tiny, almost invisible detail on the coin, the design on the reverse side, which features the Lincoln Memorial. In 1988, some pennies were mistakenly struck using a die intended for a 1989 penny. Yeah, it's a little confusing, but basically, this mistake created a rare variety of the 1988 penny. Collectors call it the transitional error, and they go absolutely bananas for it. Now, I know what you're thinking. But how do I know if I have the right penny? Great question. The key is to look at the initials FG on the reverse side, right near Lincoln's statue inside the memorial. If the initials look slightly different than usual, bam! You might be holding the golden, copper, ticket. Here's a little story to keep you motivated. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, the kind of deep clean where you find French fries from 2015, and I stumbled upon a handful of pennies. I was about to toss them into a tip jar when I remembered something I'd read about rare coins. Long story short, I took a closer look, and while I didn't find a 1988 penny worth $1.2 million, I did find a 1972 double-die penny worth $200. Not bad for a day of decluttering, right? So, moral of the story, check your change, folks. You never know what you might find. And now, let's talk about why these pennies are worth so much. It all comes down to supply and demand. There are very few of these transitional error pennies in existence, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks to own a piece of history. Plus, the 1988 no-mint mark penny has become something of a legend in the coin collecting community. It's like the holy grail of modern pennies, and here's the kicker, you don't need fancy equipment to start hunting for these rare coins. All you need is a magnifying glass and a little patience. Trust me, it's way more fun than scrolling through TikTok for an hour. And hey, if you do find one, you're looking at a life-changing payday. So, there you have it, the story of the 1988 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with a massive price tag. Who knew something so small could be worth so much? If you're feeling inspired to start your own coin hunting journey, go for it. Check your couch cushions, your car, and that weird jar of change in your kitchen. You never know, your next trip to the grocery store could turn into a treasure hunt. Before you go, here's my challenge to you, start looking through your pennies today. And if you find anything unusual, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tips on finding coins worth money, strategies for building your collection, and all things numismatic. Hit that like button if you learned something new, and share this video with a friend who might need a little extra cash in their life. Hey everyone! Ever heard of a little penny from 1971 worth over $1 million? Yep, you heard that right, a single penny worth more than most cars. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, and trust me, it's a wild ride. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk about this rare beauty. Now, the 1971 penny might not seem like much at first glance. But here's where things get interesting, this wasn't minted with a mint mark, which makes it incredibly scarce. So why does that matter? Well, collectors love rare coins, and this little guy is no exception. I remember the first time I came across a 1971 penny like this. I was going through my grandpa's old collection, that dusty old shoebox filled with coins from who knows when. And boom! There it was, no mint mark, just like a treasure hiding in plain sight. Fast forward to today, and this little penny is making headlines. With collectors willing to pay over $1.3 million, it's no wonder these pennies are on every serious coin collector's radar. The rarity makes it super valuable, and if you've got one, it could be worth more than a Rolex or a luxury handbag. Now, let's be real, how crazy is it that this tiny piece of metal can fetch more than a new car? Imagine being able to tell your friends, "Oh, just a little something I have worth more than your salary." So, there you have it, the $1.3 million 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you've got one sitting in your coin collection, or maybe you've got one hiding in your spare change, who knows what it could be worth. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing more crazy valuable coins, tips on how to find them, and strategies on how to start collecting. Let's discover some more hidden treasures together. Hey everyone! Welcome back to CoinQuest, the channel where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're talking about one of the coolest pennies ever, the 2006 mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth a whopping $1.4 million. Yep, you heard that right. Now, I know what you're thinking, a 2006 penny? Seriously? But here's the thing, not all pennies are created equal. A small mint mark on the back can drastically change a coin's value. Take the 2006 mint mark Lincoln penny, for example. If you've got one of these stashed away, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Let's break it down. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint. Every time a penny was minted in Denver that year, it had that D on it. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 2006 D pennies are worth the big bucks. It all comes down to condition and rarity. I mean, let's be honest, finding a 2006 D penny in your change is probably about as rare as a unicorn with wings, but hey, stranger things have happened. Now, here's a personal story. A few years back, I was digging through my dad's old coin collection. I came across a 2006 D penny, looked pretty normal at first glance. Then I did some research, and boom! Found out it was worth thousands. So, trust me, you never know what you've got until you check it out. Now, grading plays a huge part in determining the value. If your 2006 D penny is in mint condition, no scratches, no wear, it could be worth much more. And yes, even small things like slight wear around Lincoln's nose or the date can lower or boost the value. Okay, enough of the technical stuff. Let's talk strategy. If you think you've got a rare 2006 D penny, here's what you need to do next. First, double-check your coins. Grab a magnifying glass, look closely at that mint mark, and see if it's worth getting graded. Who knows, you could be holding onto a piece of history worth thousands, and if you want more tips on coins that are worth money, strategies for collecting, or just some fun coin stories, hit that subscribe button and join the CoinQuest family. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and happy coin hunting! See you in the next video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, the place where we dive into the world of valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're talking about a penny, not just any penny, though, the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and its jaw-dropping current market value of $1.5 million. Yep, you heard that right. So, if you've got a 1968 penny lying around, you'll want to stick around for this one. First off, let's talk history. The 1968 no-mint mark penny is rare because it was only made for 1 year. There was no mint mark because the San Francisco Mint, which usually produces proof coins, didn't issue any regular pennies that year. So, collectors were left with just those produced in Philadelphia. Now, here's where things get interesting. This particular penny didn't just become valuable because of its scarcity, but also because of a minting error. Over time, collectors discovered slight variations in the design, making some of these coins even more desirable, like tiny shifts in lettering, misalignments, and other subtle flaws. I remember the first time I found a 1968 penny. It was a few years ago, digging through my grandfather's old coin collection. At first, I thought it was just another regular penny. Then I saw the lack of a mint mark, and my jaw literally dropped. I mean, it was like finding hidden treasure. And let me tell you, people are paying big bucks for these. In recent auctions, some 1968 no-mint mark pennies have sold for over $1.5 million. That's enough to buy a house, or maybe a small island. So, how do you know if your 1968 penny is worth that much? Well, first check for the absence of a mint mark, that's the big giveaway. Then, examine for those subtle errors, they could mean the difference between a couple $100 and $1 million. Now, before you start rummaging through your coin jar, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more tips, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future treasure hunts. Oh, and if you find one of these bad boys in your pocket change, I'm sure your coffee breaks will suddenly become much more exciting. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Ever wondered what makes a coin like the 2017 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny so special? Well, buckle up because we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting today. From history to value, and a whole lot of laughs along the way, you won't want to miss this. Let's get started. Scene: cut to a cozy room with a desk full of coins, and the 2017 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is placed in focus. Narrator: smiling. Let's talk about a penny that might not seem like much at first glance, but trust me, it packs a serious punch in the coin world. The 2017 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny might not be the first coin you'd think about when hunting for valuable pieces, but here's why it's worth more than just a quick glance. Close-up shots of the 2017 D penny while the narrator explains its history. The 2017 D Lincoln penny features the iconic Lincoln design we know and love, with that sleek D-Mint mark indicating it was struck in Denver. But what makes it so special? Well, folks, it's all about scarcity and demand. Fast-paced visuals of different coin collectors at conventions and dealers examining rare coins. First off, let's talk about the rarity. Out of the millions struck, only a small percentage are in high enough condition to reach that $1.6 million mark, yes, million. So, if you've got one in your possession, you've got a pretty golden ticket. Zoom in of a collector getting excited as he finds a 2017 D penny in his collection. And here's where the magic happens. Imagine casually sorting through your old pennies and stumbling upon one of these beauties. Pretty much like finding a rare Pokemon card, but way more lucrative. The narrator's sitting at the table, holding a random old penny. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I had no idea about rare coins. One day, I came across a coin collection my grandpa left behind, and I spotted something unusual, a 2017 D Lincoln penny. Fast forward a few research sessions, and bam! That little penny was worth thousands. It was like hitting the jackpot in my own family heirloom treasure hunt. Graphics showing recent auction results and fluctuating market data. So, let's talk about where the market stands today. While these pennies started gaining attention when they first appeared, their market value has steadily climbed. Today, the 2017 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $1.6 million in near-perfect condition. That's insane. Alright, coin collectors, that's the scoop on the 2017 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Whether you've got one hiding in your collection or are just starting out, the hunt for rare coins is as exciting as ever. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on how to spot hidden treasures like this one. Hey, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back, old coins prices. Today, we're diving into a penny that's worth way more than just a cent. Yes, I'm talking about the 1976 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Now, if you've ever wondered why a small coin from 1976 is making collectors dig deep into their pockets, you're in for a treat. Now, before we jump into the juicy details, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the penny in the jar. The 1976 D Lincoln penny is currently valued at around $1.7 million. Yup, you heard that right, million. So, why is this coin so special, and what makes it worth so much? Let's find out. First off, let's talk a little history. 1976 was a big year for the US. We were celebrating the Bicentennial. So, to mark the occasion, the US Mint produced special pennies with a dual-date design, 1776 to 1976. But, not every coin is created equal, especially when it comes to mint marks. The D in 1976 D stands for Denver, where these pennies were minted. Now, not every 1976 penny is worth a fortune. In fact, most circulated ones are just your standard pocket change. But, when certain conditions align, like the rarity of mint errors or the condition of the coin, you get gems like the $1.7 million 1976 D mint mark Lincoln penny. So, what makes this particular coin so valuable? Well, collectors are always looking for the rarest of the rare. With 1976 D pennies, it's mostly about mint errors and, honestly, luck. Coins like these often have subtle misalignments, doubling, or other flaws, making them unique and sometimes priceless. And sometimes, even the smallest imperfection can lead to big bucks. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but hey, at least we don't need a metal detector. Now, if you're lucky enough to have one of these in your collection, how can you be sure it's the real deal? Well, first off, condition is key. A well-preserved coin with little wear is more likely to fetch big bucks. Next, check for those little details, a clear mint mark, and look out for signs of misalignment or doubling in the design. Don't worry, though, you don't need a magnifying glass. Just take a good look with your eyes, or a smartphone microscope app. Here's a quick story for you. I had a friend who found a 1976 D penny in his grandma's old coin jar. Thought nothing of it until he got it appraised. Let's just say he's still thanking Grandma. You never know what you've got until you check. So, the moral of the story is dig through those old coins, and who knows, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Well, folks, that's the 1976 D mint mark Lincoln penny in a nutshell. From its rich history to its astronomical value, this coin has definitely earned its spot in the spotlight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting and want more tips on coins worth money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Have you ever wondered if that old penny sitting in your drawer could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1968 Lincoln penny and why it's making waves in the coin collecting community. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Old Coin Prices, and if you're new here, we talk all things coins, especially those hidden gems worth a lot more than you'd expect. Today, we're focusing on the 1968 mint mark Lincoln penny, which has become a serious hot topic among collectors. Let's dive in. The 1960s were a time of change, and for the US Mint, this was no exception. The year 1968 marked a shift in coin production. For collectors, it also means the S Mint mark has some serious value attached to it. So, what makes the 1968 S penny worth up to $1.1 million today? It all comes down to a few key factors: low mintage, striking design, and a perfect storm of rarity. Only a few 100,000 of these pennies were ever minted, and today, they're extremely rare. Now, let's talk numbers. A 1968 S penny can sell anywhere from $1,000 up to $1.1 million, depending on its condition and any other specific features. Some mint errors, for instance, can push that value even higher. It's a coin collector's dream or, in some cases, a lucky find. I remember the first time I found a rare coin, it was a lucky garage sale find. I stumbled upon a set of coins and there it was, a dusty old penny in a Ziploc bag. Long story short, it ended up being worth thousands. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Spotting a 1968 S mint isn't rocket science, but it does require a keen eye. First, check for that S just below the date. Then, inspect the condition. Higher grade coins are the real treasures. A penny that's been through a lot has a lower value than one that's kept its original shine. If you're thinking about starting your collection, keep this in mind: research is key. Join forums, follow auctions, and, most importantly, never undervalue the power of a good magnifying glass. Sometimes, it's those small details that make a huge difference. As the years go by, rare coins like the 1968 S continue to grow in value. If you've got one, consider holding onto it, especially if it's in good condition. You might just be sitting on a gold mine, or a copper one, in this case. Alright, folks, that's it for today. The 1968 S Lincoln penny has a fascinating story, and if you've got one in your collection, you're holding onto a piece of history and maybe a potential fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips, trick. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coin Prices, where we talk about the coolest, most valuable coins you can find. Today, we're diving into a little gem from the 1970s, the 1975 mint mark Lincoln penny. You're not going to want to miss this, especially if you've got one sitting in your pocket change. Let's jump right in. So, what's so special about a little copper penny from 1975? Well, it might surprise you to know that this tiny coin could be worth over $1.2 million. Yup, you heard that right, million. But before we get into why, let's start with the basics. Let's talk about why the 1975 Lincoln penny is valuable in the first place. First, it has a tiny mint mark on the reverse side, right under Lincoln's shoulder, near his ear. That little D tells us this coin was minted in Denver, making it more rare than its Philadelphia and San Francisco counterparts. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny. But here's where it gets interesting. These pennies were only made in limited numbers, and that scarcity has driven the value through the roof. And while most 1975 pennies aren't worth thousands of dollars, the rare ones, those in mint condition, are where the magic happens. If you've got one in your collection or found it in your pocket change, you could be sitting on a little goldmine. But don't worry. Even if your penny isn't worth millions, it could still fetch a few $100 if it's well preserved. That's why coin collecting is such a fun and rewarding hobby. Now, let me tell you a little story. I remember the first time I came across a rare coin, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I found a 1982 penny. Yes, I have a thing for old pennies, and my friends thought I was joking when I said it was worth thousands. Collecting coins is like treasure hunting, but instead of a map, you've got pocket change. Okay, back to the 1975 mint mark penny. Like I said, condition is everything. A well-circulated 1975 penny? Not so much value. But one that's kept in pristine condition, now, that's where the magic happens. As of today, the market value for a high-grade 1975 penny is around $1.2 million. Crazy, right? But before you start rummaging through old pennies in your junk drawer, remember finding that needle in the haystack takes time and a trained eye. So, what did we learn today? Not all pennies are created equal. If you've got a 1975 Lincoln penny, or any older coins for that matter, check their condition and do a little research. You never know what kind of treasure you might have. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be back with more tips, tricks, and stories to help you navigate the exciting world of coin collecting. Hey there, coin collectors and curious minds. Have you ever heard of a penny that could make you a millionaire? Well, today we're talking about the 1986 mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. This little guy could be worth $1.3 million. Crazy, right? Now, let's get into why this 1986 penny is so valuable. First off, mint marks, those little letters you see on pennies, can make a huge difference. The 1986 mint mark penny is one of those rare finds that numismatists dream about. Imagine this: you're at a family barbecue, chatting about how your job is going, when someone casually mentions finding a 1986 mint mark penny. That's when you take out your penny jar and, bam, you realize yours could be worth more than your car. Talk about an icebreaker. Okay, but seriously, how rare is this penny? Well, in 1986, the Philadelphia Mint didn't add a mint mark to some pennies. It wasn't common knowledge at the time, so a lot of people overlooked it. Fast forward to now, and those unmarked beauties are rare gems. Here's where things get interesting. You see, collectors aren't just after shiny pennies. It's the imperfections, the stories behind them, and the historical scarcity that make them valuable. The 1986 mint mark penny is like finding a needle in a haystack, and people pay for needles. When I first started collecting coins, I remember finding an old jar at my grandma's house. You know, those jars filled with loose change from decades ago. I sifted through it, only to come across a 1986 penny. At first, I thought, oh, just another penny. But after a little research, I was shocked to see its potential value. It's crazy how just a little knowledge can turn something common into something priceless. So, what's the current market value of this little treasure? We're talking about $1.3 million, yes, million, for one penny. How crazy is that? And while most 1986 pennies aren't worth that much, the ones without a mint mark are incredibly scarce. Alright, folks, that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew your pocket change could be worth a fortune? If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on coins worth money and strategies to spot rare finds. You never know what you might discover next. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, your go-to spot for all things coin collecting and rare finds. Today, we're diving into something absolutely insane, a 2014 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that could be worth up to $1.4 million. Yeah, you heard that right, a penny, a single penny, potentially making someone a millionaire. Now, before you go scouring your change jar for every 2014 penny you come across, let's talk about why this little piece of metal has such an astronomical value. Alright, so here's the deal: every year, the US Mint produces millions and millions of coins. Most of them are pretty standard, but once in a while, a little accident happens, like a coin with a missing mint mark. Now, back in 2014, mint marks were supposed to show where a coin was made: Philly, Denver, or San Francisco. But there was this batch without any mint mark at all, and that tiny detail turns a regular penny into a potential goldmine. So, how does a regular 2014 penny without a mint mark become worth $1.4 million? Well, rarity plus demand equals value, folks. There are only a few known examples of these 2014 no mint mark pennies out there, making them extremely rare and highly sought after. Coin collectors go nuts over this stuff, and with such a low population, the prices have skyrocketed. You know what's wild? I actually had a story about finding a coin like this once. Well, not a 2014 no mint mark, but I did stumble across a pretty rare 1971 penny when I was younger. Thought it was just another penny, turned out to be worth hundreds. So, moral of the story, check your change. Seriously, you never know when that forgotten penny could make you thousands, or even millions. Now, I should mention, not every 2014 penny with no mint mark is going to fetch that $1.4 million price tag. Condition plays a huge role. A coin with scratches, dents, or other damage will drop the value significantly. Mint state coins, meaning they look fresh from the press, are what collectors are after. Think of it like buying a car: the better the condition, the higher the value. Alright, folks, that's it for today's coin talk. Pretty mind-blowing, right? A little penny could make you a millionaire. If you enjoyed learning about this rare gem, hit that like button and subscribe for more coin tips, strategies, and stories from the numismatic world. And if you've got any rare finds or coin questions, drop them in the comments below. Let's build a community of coin enthusiasts. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we talk all things coins, treasure hunts, and that one lucky penny you're probably sitting on right now. Today, we're diving into a coin with some serious buzz, the 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny. If you've ever thought, how in the world can a penny be worth $1.5 million? Well, you're about to find out. Let's jump right in. Now, we've all got those pennies laying around in our junk drawer, right? The ones you never thought twice about, until now. If you've got a 1968 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, you might just be holding onto something worth a small fortune. And trust me, this isn't just another maybe someday kind of coin. It's the real deal, so here's a quick story. A few months ago, I was at a local coin show, and a guy walked in with a 1968 penny, exactly like the one you're probably holding or have seen. He thought it was worth a couple of bucks, but after a bit of research, it turned out to be worth a whopping $1.5 million. Can you believe that? I mean, it's not just luck, it's about understanding how rare these coins really are. Let me break down why this penny is such a hot commodity. The 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those gems that slipped through the cracks. At the time, the mint wasn't as careful with certain coins, leading to minor imperfections. Some pennies were accidentally made without mint marks, and as a result, they're super rare today. Only a tiny fraction of the 1968 pennies were made without a mint mark, making them incredibly sought after. And now, let's talk numbers. Right now, a well-preserved 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny can fetch anywhere between $1.5 million and even higher. And while that sounds like something out of a Hollywood movie, there are real people out there finding these hidden treasures in their pockets or old coin collections. It's like finding buried pirate gold right in your own home. So, how do you know if you've got one of these bad boys? First off, check for that missing mint mark. If your 1968 Lincoln penny doesn't have a D, S, or any mint mark, then you could be sitting on something valuable. Secondly, the condition matters. Coins in better shape, no rust, no corrosion, and no heavy wear will push that value even higher. Here's the kicker: the 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just about money, it's about history. Every coin has a story, and these pennies tell the story of a time when errors were happening and collectors started to really notice. Coin collecting has become this fascinating blend of history, passion, and yes, cash. Okay, side note, can you imagine going to a coin dealer with a 1968 penny thinking it's just another penny, and walking out with a suitcase of cash? Talk about a plot twist. I mean, who knew your pocket change could turn into your retirement fund? So, whether you've got a 1968 penny in your collection or you're just starting out in the world of coin hunting, keep your eyes peeled. These little guys might not look like much at first, but they've got the power to change lives. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, hit that like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips, tricks, and hidden treasures. Hey coin collectors and curious minds! Have you ever wondered if your pocket change is sitting on a small fortune? Well, today we're diving into the 2020 D Lincoln penny. Yes, that tiny copper coin could be worth a lot more than you think. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Coin Talk, your go-to channel for all things valuable coins. Today, we're talking about the 2020 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, which might just blow your mind. Alright, so let's break down what makes this little penny so special. First, let's talk about how pennies are made. The mint mark on the 2020 D penny tells us it was produced in Denver, Colorado. But what makes this one stand out from the rest? Well, first, 2020 was a wild year, to say the least. A lot of people stayed home, businesses closed, and collectors started to dig through their change more than ever. That's when rarities like this popped up. If you've got a 2020 D penny in your pocket right now, grab it. You're looking for that D right under the date. The coin itself looks pretty standard: Abraham Lincoln on one side, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but it's what's happening inside that counts. Let's get to the good part, the value. Originally, a 2020 D penny is worth just 1 cent. But, in today's market, these coins are selling for around $1.60 or more. That's a pretty hefty return for something you probably pulled out of your couch cushions. So why the sudden jump in value? Well, collectors are paying attention. These newer, high-mintage coins, especially ones produced in a year as chaotic as 2020, are becoming rare finds. Here's a quick story for you. A few months ago, I was sitting at a family dinner when my cousin casually pulls out a jar of coins and says, "Hey, look at these." Well, wouldn't you know it, buried in that jar was a whole stack of 2020 D pennies. After a quick lookup, we found out each coin was worth over $1.50. That's when I realized, never underestimate your change. So, what's the takeaway here? Always keep your eyes peeled for those small mint marks in unique years, because you never know which coin will end up being the next big ticket item. Whether it's a 2020 D penny or something even older, the thrill of the hunt is part of the fun. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on how to turn your pocket change into serious cash, hit that like button and subscribe. I've got plenty more coin stories, strategies, and tips coming your way. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Alright, everyone, let me hit you with a question. How often do you look at your pocket change? Yeah, I'm talking about that handful of pennies you dump into your junk drawer or toss into the car cup holder. What if I told you one of those humble coins could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? That's right, a 1979 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny could turn you into a millionaire overnight. And the craziest part? Most people wouldn't even notice they have it. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of this legendary penny, why it's worth so much, and how you can identify one. Oh, and don't worry, I've got a hilarious personal story that'll make you think twice about ever ignoring spare change again. Let's start with the basics. The D Mint mark means this penny was minted in Denver. Over 6 billion pennies were churned out that year. Yes, billion with a B, so what makes this one so special? It's not just about the year or the mint. It's all about rare errors and unique features. You see, during production, some coins ended up with incredibly rare minting errors. Maybe the die was overpolished, maybe there were doubling issues, who knows? These tiny imperfections make certain coins one of a kind. And collectors? Oh, they love one of a kind. Why it's worth $1.70 million inch so, why the insane price tag? Well, these rare 1979 D pennies are a collector's dream. Imagine finding a Picasso in your attic. Same vibe. The highest recorded sale of this coin? A whopping $1.7 million at auction. But before you flip your couch cushions for change, let me give you a pro tip: condition is everything. Your coin needs to be in top-notch shape, what the pros call MS65 or higher. Basically, it should look like it just came out of the mint yesterday. And if it's been chilling in your washer for years, well, let's just say it's probably not making you a millionaire. Let me tell you about my own penny adventure. A few years ago, I decided to go through a massive jar of coins, like the kind that's been gathering dust for years. I was convinced I'd find something valuable. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But I did find a penny from 1979 with a D mint mark, and for a split second, I thought, this is it. I'm rich. After some Googling and comparing, I realized it was just a regular pennyworth, well, 1 cent bummer. But here's the thing, it made me realize how much hidden treasure could be out there. People have found rare coins in the most random places, under car seats, at flea markets, even stuck in vending machines. So, don't give up hope. How to spot the real deal? Alright, so how do you know if you've struck gold or copper, in this case? Look for these key things of the mint mark, D4 Denver, any strange features, like doubling on the text or unusual marks on Lincoln's face, the condition, it should be shiny, crisp, and free of major scratches, and remember, if you think you've got something special, don't just guess. Take it to a professional coin appraiser. Trust me, they know their stuff better than your uncle who swears his pocket change could pay off the mortgage. So, there you have it, the story of the 1979 D mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a life-changing $1.7 million. Who would have thought that something so small could be so valuable? It's like finding treasure in plain sight. Here's your homework: grab your jar of pennies, your old coin collections, or even the change in your wallet and start hunting. Who knows? Maybe you're sitting on a fortune and don't even know it. And if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, stories, and strategies coming your way to help you uncover hidden gems in your collection. Oh, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Every click helps me keep making content for you. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel, where we turn your spare change into a potential goldmine. Now, before you go tossing those pennies into the nearest fountain, let me tell you about one you definitely don't want to throw away, the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this unassuming coin is worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million on the current market. Yes, you heard that right, $1.8 million for a penny. Crazy, right? Let's dive in, break this down, and figure out what makes this little piece of copper so special. Oh, and stick around because I'll also share a personal story about a coin discovery that totally changed the way I look at pocket change. First things first, why is this coin worth so much? Well, it's all about rarity. Most pennies minted in 1987 were either stamped with a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But every now and then, a few pennies roll out with no mint mark at all. This happens when the die used in the minting process skips the mint mark, which makes these coins super rare. And collectors? They go absolutely nuts for rare coins, but hold on, don't start digging through your couch cushions just yet. There's a catch. Not every 1987 penny without a mint mark is worth millions. The $1.8 million prize goes to pennies in pristine condition, what coin experts call MS68 or higher. That means no scratches, no wear and tear, and definitely no oops, I used this to tighten a screwed damage. So if you've got one sitting in your penny jar, you'll want to handle it like it's made of glass. What does $1.8 million look like? Let's put this in perspective. Imagine finding a 1987 no mint mark penny and cashing it in. What could you do with $1.8 million? Buy a house? Take a luxury vacation? Or, my personal favorite, buy a lifetime supply of tacos and still have enough left over to hire someone to carry the tacos for you. This kind of value is what makes coin collecting so exciting. It's like playing the lottery, but instead of buying a ticket, you're rummaging through your pocket change. And honestly, who doesn't want to feel like a treasure hunter? Now, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, the kind of family bonding where you sneeze every 5 seconds from the dust. Anyway, we found this old jar filled with pennies. At first, I thought, great, more clutter. But then I remembered a little something I read about rare coins. So, I grabbed a magnifying glass and started checking them out. Spoiler alert, no $1 million penny in there, but I did find a 1943 steel penny worth about $50. Not life-changing money, but hey, it was enough to treat grandma to her favorite ice cream shop. And ever since then, I've been obsessed with checking every single penny I come across. Moral of the story? You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Tips for spotting the 1987 no-mint mark penny. So how can you tell if you've hit the jackpot? Here's a quick checklist. It's gotta say 1987. Check for no mint mark, no D or S under the date. The closer to perfect, the better. If you think you've got a winner, take it to a coin dealer or send it to a grading service. They'll tell you if your penny is worth serious cash or just, well, a penny. Alright, folks, that's the scoop on the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a little coin with a big payday. Who knew something so small could be worth so much? If you've got one of these sitting in a jar somewhere, you might just be sitting on a fortune. And even if you don't find the $1.8 million penny, the hunt itself is half the fun. Before you go, here's a challenge. Take 5 minutes today and check your change. You never know, you might just be the next lucky collector to strike it rich. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips on valuable coins, treasure hunting strategies, and stories from the world of numismatics. Oh, and give this video a thumbs up if you're feeling inspired to raid your penny jar. Hey there, treasure hunters. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your pocket? Not just glanced at them but really looked? Because hiding in plain sight might be a little copper gem that's worth a whopping $1.1 million. That's right, a penny. And today, we're talking all about the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, here we go again with another coin story, stick with me. By the end of this video, you might just find yourself digging through the couch cushions or breaking open your piggy bank. Why the 1972 no-mint mark penny is special? Okay, so here's the deal. The 1972 no-mint mark penny isn't just any ordinary penny. Sure, it might look like the ones you use to pay for your morning coffee, or maybe you just leave it in the take a penny, leave a penny tray. But this little coin has a backstory that would make Hollywood jealous. You see, in 1972, the US Mint in Philadelphia, that's why there's no mint mark, accidentally created a batch of pennies with a pretty gnarly error. The design was doubled. Coin collectors call it the doubled die variety. Think of it as the coin world's version of a rare, first edition book. You can spot this error if you look closely at the words Liberty or In God We Trust. The letters are kind of blurry or shadowy, like they had too much coffee and couldn't sit still while being minted. And now, let's talk cash because that's what we're here for, right? A regular 1972 penny is worth a penny. No surprises there. But a 1972 no-mint mark doubled die penny? That's where things get spicy. Think shiny, like it just rolled off the production. This coin can fetch up to $1.1 million. Yup, 7 figures for something that might be chilling in your junk drawer right now. Even if yours isn't mint perfect, a slightly less dazzling version can still score you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let me share a quick story. A couple of years ago, my uncle, let's call him Penny Hoarder Pete, came over for Thanksgiving. While everyone else was stuffing their faces with turkey, Pete was staring at his change jar like it was a treasure map. Turns out, he'd heard about the 1972 penny and was convinced he had one. Long story short, he spent 2 hours sorting through pennies at the dining table. Did he find one? No. But guess who ended up falling down the rabbit hole of rare coin collecting? Yours truly, and let me tell you, once you start checking pennies, you can't stop. It's like potato chips but less salty. You grab a magnifying glass or just zoom in with your phone camera, check the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. If they look like they're doing a little shadow dance, you might be holding a winner, and if you think you've hit the jackpot, don't just toss it on eBay. Take it to a professional coin appraiser or a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. These folks can confirm if it's the real deal. So, there you have it, the tale of the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a humble coin that could change your life. Next time you get change at the store or dig through your car cup holder, take a closer look. Who knows? That penny might just be worth more than your car. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, or if you're now itching to raid your piggy bank, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth money coming your way. Let's turn pocket change into big bucks together. Hey there, treasure hunters. Have you ever thought, what if that spare change in my pocket could actually make me rich? Well, today, I've got some jaw-dropping news for you. There's a penny out there, a humble little 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, that's worth a whopping $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.2 million for a penny. Crazy, right? Stick around because I'm going to break down exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how you can spot one, and a funny story about the time I almost threw away what could have been my golden ticket. You don't want to miss this. Alright, let's dive in. So, what's the big deal about the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? First, let me explain what a no-mint mark coin is. Typically, pennies are stamped with a tiny letter indicating where they were minted, like a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But this one? No mint mark at all. It was an error, a rare slip-up in the production process at the Philadelphia Mint, which forgot to include their iconic P. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Mistakes like this are a coin collector's dream. Why? Because these errors make the coins rare and unique. And when something's rare, collectors are willing to pay top dollar, scratch that, top $1 million, for it. So how do you know if you have one? Grab that jar of spare change from your kitchen counter, the one that's been collecting dust since 2005, and start hunting. Look for a 1990 penny with Lincoln's iconic profile on the front, and flip it over to see the Lincoln Memorial on the back. If there's no mint mark below the date, you might just be holding onto a piece of history now. Before you start planning your luxury vacation or buying that dream car, let me throw in a reality check. Not every 1990 no mint mark penny is worth millions. Condition matters a lot. A pristine, uncirculated coin is what gets the big bucks. If yours has been rattling around with keys and gum wrappers, it's probably worth less, but hey, a couple of $100 isn't bad either, right? Okay, story time. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. We found this ancient tin full of old coins, pennies, nickels, even some foreign coins from who knows where. I was just about to toss it when my grandma said, "Hold on, some of those might be valuable." Long story short, there was a 1990 penny in there, no mint mark. I got super excited, like heart racing, palms sweating excited. I ran to a local coin shop, and the guy there broke my heart faster than my high school crush. Turns out, the penny was all scratched up and only worth $1. But hey, $1 is still better than zero, right? The moral of the story, check your coins, but manage your expectations. Alright, so now you're probably wondering, what do I do if I think I've found one? Great question. First, don't clean it. Cleaning a rare coin can actually decrease its value. Instead, store it safely in a soft cloth or a plastic coin holder. Then, take it to a professional coin appraiser or a reputable coin shop for an evaluation. So, there you have it, the story of the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a tiny copper coin with $1 million twist. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just found this video while scrolling late at night, I hope this inspires you to take a closer look at the change in your pocket. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune. Before you go, here's the deal. If you found this video helpful or just plain entertaining, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth serious money. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're about to raid your piggy bank after this. Hey there, coin hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through your spare change for a cup of coffee, and bam! You come across a penny. Nothing special, right? Well, what if I told you that penny could be worth $1.3 million? Yes, we're talking about the 2007 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Stick around, because in the next 40 minutes, we're diving into everything you need to know about this incredible coin. I'll break down why it's worth so much, what makes it special, and, of course, how to find one. Oh, and I've got a hilarious personal story about how my penny collection almost landed me in the doghouse. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2007 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, as you can tell by the D mint mark just below the date. At first glance, it looks like your run-of-the-mill copper-plated zinc penny. But the kicker? A small batch of these coins was struck with an ultra-rare error. These errors include things like double dies, misaligned strikes, and even rare composition anomalies. Imagine finding one of these gems hiding in your pocket change. It's like hitting the lottery without even buying a ticket. Here's where things get juicy. Coins become valuable for three main reasons: rarity, demand, and condition. The 2007 D penny checks all those boxes at first. The errors on these coins make them incredibly rare. We're talking maybe a handful in existence. Second, collectors are drooling over them because they're part of modern coinage, which doesn't usually get this level of attention. And finally, the condition matters. If you find one in near perfect shape, no scratches, nowhere, you're looking at a potential fortune now. Before you go dumping out every coin jar in your house, let me give you some tips. You'll want to grab a magnifying glass or, better yet, a loupe. Look closely at the coin's date and mint mark. Are the numbers or letters doubled? That's a sign of a double die error. Is the design off-center? That could be a misstrike. Also, pay attention to the overall feel of the coin. If it seems unusually thick, heavy, or light, you might have something special on your hands. Quick story time. A couple of years ago, I started taking this whole coin hunting thing seriously. I had this habit of grabbing pennies from friends, family, even strangers at the coffee shop, all in the name of finding treasure. One day, my significant other walked into the kitchen and saw me hunched over the table with pennies scattered everywhere. "What are you doing?" they asked, clearly unimpressed. I proudly declared, "I'm looking for $1 million penny." They just rolled their eyes and said, "If you spend half this effort cleaning the house, we'd be millionaires already." Touché. Let's say you're lucky enough to find one of these rare beauties. What next? You'll need to get it authenticated and graded. PCGS and NGC are the top grading services. They'll give your coin a professional seal of approval. Once it's graded, you can auction it off at a major coin auction or sell it to a private collector. Pro tip: don't settle for the first offer. Shop around to get the best deal. Alright, folks, we've covered a lot today. From what makes the 2007 D Lincoln penny worth $1.3 million to how you can identify one in your spare change. And let's not forget my penny-related domestic drama. Now it's your turn. Head to that junk drawer, dig through your car's cup holder, and start hunting for that elusive 2007 D penny. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon for more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth big bucks. Let's turn your spare change into life-changing cash, one penny at a time. Alright, folks, let me ask you this. Have you ever dug through your change jar, hoping to find that one coin that could change your life? Well, what if I told you that a 2000 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth a whopping $1.4 million? Yep. You heard that right. So, before you toss your pennies aside for a cup of coffee, stick around because today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of this $1 million penny. Now, I know what you're thinking: a penny worth millions? Is this a joke? Nope, not at all. This isn't like when your friend says they'll pay you back next time and you never see that dollar again. This is legit. Okay, let's break it down. The 2000 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is just like any other penny, right? Copper-plated, shiny, or maybe not so shiny if it's been rattling around in your car's cup holder for 2 decades. But here's the kicker: this particular coin has a unique feature. It was struck without a mint mark, meaning it was made at the Philadelphia Mint but doesn't have that tiny P stamped on it. I'll admit, I wasn't always a coin enthusiast. In fact, my fascination started when I found a penny on the sidewalk during a morning jog. I picked it up, gave it a quick glance, and thought, just a penny. But something told me to hold on to it. Maybe it was fate, maybe it was my inner cheapskate. Anyway, later that day, I googled it, and guess what? It wasn't worth millions, but it taught me a valuable lesson: never underestimate a coin's potential. So, what makes this penny worth $1.4 million? It's not just the lack of a mint mark. Coins like this are rare because they were produced with errors, and error coins are like the celebrities of the coin world. Collectors go absolutely nuts for them. This particular penny might have a doubled die. Basically, the design is struck twice, creating a slightly blurry or doubled effect. If you spot one, you're sitting on a gold mine, or rather, a copper mine. Think of it like finding an old concert ticket in your drawer, only to realize it was signed by Beyoncé. That's how rare and valuable these pennies are. Here's what you need to do. First, grab a magnifying glass, or, if you're like me, just squint really hard. Look at the date, 2000, and check for any doubling on the numbers or the words, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." If it looks weird, don't panic. That's a good thing. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll start inspecting every penny in sight. Friends might think you've lost it when they see you holding up coins to the light like a detective on a crime scene. But hey, who's laughing when you cash in for $1.40 million? Here's the deal: the current market value for one of these rare 2000 no mint mark Lincoln pennies is $1.4 million. That's not monopoly money, folks, that's the real deal. But remember, the coin needs to be in excellent condition, preferably graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A little wear and tear can knock the value down significantly. If you think you've got one of these treasures, don't go running to the nearest pawn shop. Take it to a professional coin dealer or an auction house. These folks know the market and can help you get the best price. And trust me, you'll want to hear their offer before you spend that penny on gum. Alright, let's recap. The 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth a staggering $1.4 million if it's got the right features. So, dig through your change jars, check under your couch cushions, and maybe even peek into your old piggy bank. You never know where this tiny fortune could be hiding, and hey, if you don't find one, at least you've cleaned out your couch. Who knows? You might even find the TV remote you lost last year. And now, before you head off on your treasure hunt, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got tons more tips and tricks on coins worth money, strategies to maximize your finds, and stories that'll make you see pocket change in a whole new light. Like this video, share it with your fellow penny enthusiasts, and let's turn those coins into cash. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Imagine this: you're casually sifting through your spare change, maybe looking for enough quarters to feed the parking meter or grab a snack from the vending machine, when bam! You spot an ordinary-looking penny that could secretly be worth $1.5 million. Yep, you heard that right. A single penny could make you a millionaire. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's currently valued at a whopping $1.50 million. Stick around because we're going to talk about what makes this coin so special, how you might have one hiding in plain sight, and I'll even share a funny, slightly embarrassing story about my own coin collecting journey. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Alright, let's get into it. First, what's the deal with the 2004 no mint mark penny? On the surface, it looks like your average Lincoln penny, good ol' honest Abe staring at you from the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But what makes this coin special is its rarity and a series of unique errors that make collectors go absolutely nuts. For those new to the coin world, a mint mark tells you where a coin was made. Coins struck in Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark. So, a no mint mark penny isn't necessarily rare, but the 2004 version? That's a whole different ballgame. Now here's where it gets juicy. A small batch of 2004 no mint mark pennies had errors during production. These errors could be things like double die stamping, where parts of the design appear slightly doubled, or off-center strikes that make the coin look like it had won too many cups of coffee before work. These quirks might seem like flaws, but they're like catnip for collectors, driving up the value to insane levels. Grab your magnifying glass, yes, I'm serious, and check your pennies for these features: a double die obverse. Look at Abe's face or the Liberty text. If you see any doubling, you might be holding a small fortune. Off-center strike. If the design isn't perfectly aligned, you could have a rare coin in pristine condition. Coins in mint or uncirculated condition are worth way more. Even minor scratches can significantly decrease the value. Okay, confession time. A few years ago, I decided to clean out my junk drawer, the place where batteries, paper clips, and random coins go to die. I came across a penny that looked a little off. Excited, I grabbed my phone, Googled valuable pennies, and was convinced I had struck gold. Long story short, it was just a regular penny that had been chewed on by something? A squirrel, maybe? But hey, it sparked my interest in coin collecting, and now here we are. Pro tip: don't go raiding your local Coinstar machine trying to find these pennies. Those machines are like the bouncers of the coin world. Once your coin goes in, it's not coming back. If you do find a 2004 no-mint mark penny with errors, the next step is to get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once certified, you can list it at auctions or sell it to a private collector. Some of these coins have fetched millions on platforms like heritage auctions or even eBay. Yes, eBay. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 2004 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that could be your ticket to millionaire status. Now, I have a challenge for you. Go check your couch cushions, your car's cup holder, or that jar of coins sitting in the corner of your kitchen. You never know what treasures might be hiding right under your nose. Before you go, here's the deal. If you enjoyed learning about this amazing penny and want to discover more coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and stories coming your way that you won't want to miss. And hey, if you do find $1 million penny, let me know in the comments. I'll be expecting an invite to your yacht party. Hey there, coin enthusiasts, casual collectors, or just anyone who loves the idea of turning pocket change into a life-changing payday. Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, trying to find some spare change for a late-night snack run, and boom! You stumble upon a penny that could be worth $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, not $1.60, but $1.60 million. Today, we're diving into the fascinating, quirky, and downright mind-blowing story of the 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's making waves in the coin collecting world. By the end of this video, you'll not only know why this seemingly ordinary coin is worth a fortune, but also how you might have one sitting in your change jar right now. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's talk pennies, the kind that makes sense in dollars, the mystery behind no-mint marks. Let's start with the basics. When we talk about a no-mint mark penny, we mean it doesn't have a little letter under the date that tells you where it was made. Usually, U.S. pennies are minted in places like Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. But this 1985 penny? It's a rebel. No mint mark at all, and now, you might think, big deal, it's missing a tiny letter. Who cares? But here's the kicker: that missing mark is a major factory error, and collectors love errors. It's like finding a typo in the first edition of a best-selling book. It turns an ordinary object into a collector's dream. Alright, let's get to the juicy part, the money. Why is this penny worth $1.6 million today? There weren't a lot of these no-mint mark 1985 pennies produced, and even fewer have survived in great condition. Coin grading is a thing, and collectors are willing to shell out big bucks for pennies in mint state. If you've got one that's shiny and free of scratches, congratulations, you've hit the jackpot. Demand: the coin collecting community is buzzing about this penny right now. High demand equals high prices. Now, I know what you're thinking: how do I know if my penny is the golden ticket? Great question. First, check the date. If it's 1985 and doesn't have a little mint mark under it, you're halfway there. Finally, get it professionally graded. This step is crucial. A coin grading service will confirm its authenticity and condition. Think of it like getting your car appraised before selling it. A relatable story: let me tell you a quick story. Last summer, I was at a family barbecue, and my uncle, who's a bit of a hoarder, brought out his old coin collection. Most of it was dusty and unimpressive, but then I spotted this 1985 penny. No mint mark, shiny as a new penny, pun intended. I told him to get it checked out, and guess what? He ended up selling it for six figures at an auction. That penny paid for his retirement. Why collectors love Lincoln pennies? The Lincoln penny is more than just spare change. It's a piece of American history. From the iconic design to the symbolism of Lincoln himself, these pennies hold sentimental and historical value. Add in a rare error like the no mint mark, and you've got a collector's dream. Alright, folks, here's the deal. The next time you're about to toss a penny into the tip jar or let it gather dust in your car's cup holder, take a closer look. That 1985 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be your ticket to a new car, a dream vacation, or even early retirement. If you've learned something new today, or if you're already raiding your coin jar, make sure to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more coin tips, stories, and strategies to turn your spare change into big bucks. Alright, let me ask you something. What if I told you that the penny you tossed into your car's cup holder last week could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yes, you heard that right, $1.7 million for a single, tiny 2021 D Lincoln penny. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around because we're diving deep into this mind-blowing coin, why it's so valuable, and what you should be looking for in your pocket change. Quick story before we start. A couple of months ago, I was cleaning out my junk drawer, the one with the random batteries, paper clips, and mystery keys, and I stumbled across a penny that just looked different. I didn't think much of it until I did some research. Spoiler alert, it wasn't worth millions, but it taught me a thing or two about spotting valuable coins. And now, I'm on a mission to help you do the same. Let's start with the basics. The D mint mark on a penny means it was minted in Denver. In 2021, the US Mint cranked out billions of these pennies, so what makes one of them worth $1.7 million? Here's the kicker, it's all about rarity and errors. Certain 2021 D pennies have been found with unique minting errors. We're talking doubled dies, off-center strikes, or those mysterious ghostly outlines on Lincoln's face. These aren't just mistakes, they're golden tickets for coin collectors. And when collectors compete for rare coins, prices skyrocket. Alright, now for the fun part, how do you know if your penny is the penny? Grab a magnifying glass or even your phone camera. Look closely at Lincoln's face. Is there doubling on his eyes, nose, or mouth? The date. Does the 2021 look a little funky, like it was stamped twice? The mint mark. Check that little D. Is it smudged, misplaced, or oddly shaped? If you find any of these, you might be holding a winner. But hey, don't get discouraged if your pennies look normal. Remember, treasure hunting is half the fun. Here's where it gets juicy. Coin collectors love a good story, and error coins have some of the best ones. The 2021 D penny represents a modern-day mystery. How did these errors slip through the high-tech minting process? That intrigue, combined with the rarity of these mistakes, drives the price up. The highest price ever paid for a 2021 D penny was at an auction where a bidding war broke out. The winning bid? A cool $1.7 million. Imagine telling your friends, "Yeah, I'm a millionaire thanks to a penny." Okay, confession time. I spent entire weekends digging through jars of coins, hoping to strike gold or copper, in this case. And while I haven't hit the jackpot yet, I've learned some great strategies. Every time you get coins back, give them a quick glance. You never know. Tell them about your hobby. You'd be surprised how many people have old jars of coins they're willing to part with. These are gold mines for overlooked treasures, and if anyone gives you a weird look for obsessing over pennies, just tell them you're hunting for $1 million payday. Alright, let's wrap this up. The 2021 D Lincoln penny might just be the modern treasure you've been overlooking. With a value of $1.7 million for certain rare errors, it's proof that big things come in small packages, especially when it comes to coins. So grab a magnifying glass, raid your change jar, and start hunting. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune. Before you go, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of coin enthusiasts. We're all about finding hidden treasures, sharing tips, and uncovering the stories behind some of the world's most valuable coins. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin worth big bucks or if you're just getting started. Hey there, treasure hunters. Have you ever casually emptied your pocket change and thought, these pennies are just junk? Well, guess what? That could be a $1.8 million mistake. Yep, today we're talking about one of the most legendary coins in US history, the 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Stick around because I'll tell you why this humble penny is worth more than most of our cars and how you might just have one hiding in your couch cushions. Oh, and don't worry, I've got a funny story about how I almost threw away a potentially valuable coin, so you won't want to miss that. Alright, let's start with a little history. In 1965, the US Mint was facing a coin shortage. People were hoarding silver coins, and the mint decided to stop using silver in dimes and quarters to keep up with demand. But here's the kicker, they also decided to eliminate mint marks from all coins minted that year. Of Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, it didn't get a mint mark. That's why when you look at a 1965 penny, it just says 1965, no little d or s or anything else. Sounds pretty ordinary, right? Wrong. Fast forward to today, and this ordinary looking penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. That's right. $1.8 million. I mean, who knew you could literally buy a mansion with a coin you probably flipped to decide pizza toppings back in the day? So, you're probably wondering, why would anyone pay $1.8 million for a penny? Fair question. The answer lies in its condition and rarity. Most 1965 pennies are worth only face value. But there's a rare error variety. A few were struck on the wrong planchet, which is the metal disc used to make the coin instead of the standard copper zinc planchet. Some of these pennies were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets used for dimes. These error coins are incredibly rare, and collectors go absolutely bananas for them. Think of it like finding a Picasso at a garage sale. You just don't see it every day. And then there's the grade. Coin grading is like report cards for coins, and if your 1965 penny is in pristine condition, what collectors call mint state, its value skyrockets. So, if your penny has been chilling in a coin jar, untouched and unscratched, you might just hit the jackpot. Let me tell you about the time I almost tossed what could have been a valuable penny. So, I was cleaning out my car, the whoa, I'll do it later task that takes 3 months to get around to. Anyway, I'm scooping up coins from under the seat, and I noticed this shiny penny. It's a 1965 no-mint mark penny now. I didn't know much about coins back then, so I thought, oh, neat, and almost chucked it into a vending machine for a bag of chips. Luckily, I decided to Google it first. Turns out, it wasn't the rare silver error variety, but it could have been. Moral of the story, always check your change, because snacks are not worth $1 million penny. Trust me on this one. Okay, so now you're probably itching to dig through your coin stash. Here's what you need to look for. First, check the date. It has to say 1965. If it doesn't, well, better luck next time. Second, there should be no mint mark. If you see a D or an S, it's not the jackpot. Third, if you think you have the rare error penny struck on a silver planchet, test it. Silver coins sound different when dropped. They have a high-pitched ting. Or better yet, take it to a coin expert for verification. If your penny passes all these tests and it's in excellent condition, congratulations. You might just be sitting on a fortune. Even if you don't find the $1 million penny, coin collecting is still an awesome hobby. It's like treasure hunting, but without the pirate ships and bad accents. You learn history, you develop an eye for detail, and, who knows, you might even stumble upon a rare gem like the 1965 penny. Plus, it's a great way to connect with friends and family. Imagine getting your kids or grandkids involved in searching for valuable coins. Who knows? They might find something incredible and thank you later after they buy you a beach house, of course. Well, there you have it, folks, the story of the 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth a cool $1.8 million. Next time you're counting your change, take a closer look. That penny might just change your life, literally. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or if you're now inspired to dig through your couch cushions, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this video with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more tips on coins that are worth serious money. And hey, if you find a rare coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Alright, picture this, you're cleaning out your junk drawer, digging through old receipts, a random screwdriver, and oh, what's this? A dusty, forgotten penny. Before you toss it aside, let me tell you, that penny might just be your golden ticket. Well, copper ticket, but you get the point. Today, we're diving into the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a humble 1-cent coin that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1 million for a penny. Who needs a lottery ticket when your spare change might already be the jackpot? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know what makes this coin so valuable but also how to spot one in your own collection. Okay, so let's break it down. The 1981 Lincoln penny is part of the iconic series featuring Honest Abe himself. But what makes the no-mint mark version so special? Well, it was minted in Philadelphia, and coins from Philly usually don't have a mint mark. That's not unusual, but here's where it gets interesting. Certain batches of these pennies were struck with such perfection that they became a collector's dream. Collectors go wild for high-quality coins, especially those graded as MS-68 or higher. And when you combine rarity with perfection, you get sky-high prices. That's why this coin, in pristine condition, sold for $1.1 million at auction. Crazy, right? Now, before you start flipping your couch cushions, let's talk details. The 1981 no-mint mark penny is mostly made of copper, about 95%, and has the usual Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse. The key here is condition. If your penny has scratches, dents, or signs of wear, it's probably just worth a cent. But if it's in mint condition, you might be onto something. Look closely at the edges, the details on Lincoln's face, and the lettering. A sharp, clear design with no blemishes is what you're after. If you think you've found a contender, consider sending it to a grading service for professional evaluation. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I found myself at a garage sale, sifting through a jar of old coins. I wasn't looking for treasure, I just wanted some cool pieces for my collection. But lo and behold, I stumbled upon a shiny penny that looked almost too perfect. I didn't think much of it at the time, just paid my $1 for the jar and went home. Fast forward a few weeks, and I'm watching a coin auction on TV. Guess what pops up? A 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny selling for 6 figures. My heart nearly stopped. I ran to my coin jar, pulled out that penny, and started comparing it to the one on screen. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the $1 million coin. But hey, it was still worth $20, and that's not bad for a penny I almost ignored. Moral of the story? Check your change, folks. You never know. Here's the thing, coin collecting, or numismatics if you want to sound fancy, is all about history, rarity, and craftsmanship. Coins like the 1981 no-mint mark penny represent a perfect storm of those factors. For collectors, owning one is like holding a piece of art, or better yet, a piece of financial history, and let's not forget the thrill of the hunt. Searching for rare coins is like being on a treasure hunt, and the payoff can be incredible. Alright, folks, we've covered the ins and outs of the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. We've talked about what makes it special, how to spot one, and why it's worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. So, the next time you're sorting through loose change, remember, that penny in your pocket might just be the payday you've been dreaming of. Now, before you rush off to check your coin jar, I've got one more thing to ask. If you enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.